Something that we tried this summer, it's worked pretty well, is glass fusion. We are using the extra large microwave kiln. They're using all of this glass right here and kind of gluing it on this piece right here. Once they have that all done, we put that thing in the microwave for 8 to 9 minutes. Then we let it cool, glue on the back for a night light, and then eventually when they're all done, this is what they get. That's a little night light. This probably on the negative side, this was a little bit more expensive than we had normally planned. You're probably looking at a $4 or $5 craft. Getting into it was kind of expensive, like getting the glass and the microwave and the kiln. But everybody who looks at it loves it, and then everybody who starts, they like, I don't know what to do, but then it's such a fun little class, they really get going at it.
Hey, let me share an activity that we've been running here at Ironwood Team Camp. It's a game that we call Murder in the Mojave. It's very similar to Mafia. This game takes about an hour to play with 12 to 15 players, and we play it indoors in a semicircle seated arrangement. How it works is that everybody is going to get a character sheet with a list of characters on it at the beginning of the game, and they're all going to draw a token from a bag. It will all become a roll, and then they will hand that token back. As the person running the game, take the tokens back from the players. You have to arrange them how they're seated in their room so you can remember who is who. We go into what we call a night phase. Everybody goes to sleep, and then based on what people's character roles are, I will wake them up at night. They will look at me and I will share information. And after the night phase is over, everybody wakes up and can discuss their information amongst each other, and they're allowed to get up and have private conversations. Uniquely, this game also offers incentives for the good team to lie about who they are as well. If you're a powerful role that would gain new information every night, you're not going to want to openly share that, because the evil team does have a bandit who kills people at night. At a certain point, I will call everybody back down to their seats, and we'll have votes for an execution to eliminate somebody from the game. And if the good team kills the bandit, it's game over and the good team wins. The evil team is trying to kill almost everybody in the town. This is a re-theme of a popular social deduction game called Blood on the Clock Tower. We re-themed it because that theme of that game is not necessarily appropriate for a Christian camp. If you're interested in it, we've got all the files for our re-themed Murder in the Mojave. We've renamed all the characters to be more of a Western theme, and I've got a full rules write-up as well.
These are the Gellyballs. You have paintball that's pretty high intensity, then you have airsoft, kind of that same intensity. And then you have that lower end of Nerf where it's just fun but not really intense. This is kind of in between those two. We've gotten 2 different ones. They're the same gun, 2 different colors, so you can divide your teams really easily. It's worked really well for us on our paintball courses. It's something that you can shoot fairly close when I turn it on, and it doesn't cause damage, so it doesn't have that pain factor that paintball does. Batteries are rechargeable. They're right inside the gun right here. They've lasted the entire activity time that we've been using them. They charge pretty quickly. But the rental that we do with them, so if we paid for it, but it's a subscription. You can return 2 that are broken every month and get them fixed. They'll just send you brand new ones for them. They send more than enough of the actual Orbeez to use. It's been a lot of fun. If you have more questions, let us know, but it's gellyball.com is where we got ours from.
So this is our Broken Eye Ranch stage, which is our junior camp, trying to take a spiritual truth and illustrate it in a way that is interesting. What we attempted this year was to use kind of a shadow puppet setup here. Our missionary was Gladys Allward. The theme here is without fear. This is built out of Deuteronomy 31, where Moses is telling Joshua, don't be afraid. And really the question there is, how in the world do I live without fear? And Gladys Allward, as she goes through her life, there's all these things that happen in her story that she's not afraid of. So she gets rejected, not afraid. She goes to China not knowing what's going to happen next, and she's still not afraid. She faces the governor of the region, and he could have shut down her ministry, and yet she's still not afraid. She faces a wild man with an axe, and yet still she shows no fear. And then the whole mission house, everything she's worked up to at this point is bombed, still not afraid. And then finally she's evacuating the village with 100 kids, and they're on the banks of the Yellow River, and she still lives without fear. The whole week I'm telling each part of the story, and we're trying to get to the kids to a spot where they go, I really want to live like Gladys Allward. I want to be like Joshua, who has good courage. At the end of the week, we'll drop all of these lights. We'll kill this light. We pull down our screen, and it reveals what Moses says to Joshua in Deuteronomy 31, where he says, be of good courage, and that's because God is with you. And so we're trying to get the juniors to understand is that with God you can be without fear. There's a lot of this that I like. I like that the stage is constantly changing throughout the entire week. There's some parts that I didn't like, which was setting up those lights. You can get those lights for pretty inexpensive. I have a link. They're about $300 for all that whole pack of 6 and the control panel. But that control panel is not easy. And then really that makes it work are those 3 studio lights down center, and you need something pretty big to get the words to show up. I think it communicates the truth really well, and I know for the 3 weeks that we did it, the juniors were dialed in. They had a lot of moving parts, and the end product could have been cooler, and we've done cooler things in the past, and so teaches the truth well. It's a unique idea. It's not my favorite idea.
It's the game of storytelling by the Moth. Inside you just get a pile of cards. This is half of the stack. On one side they have a tell us about sort of thing, and then on the other side of the card they have a little bit of a paragraph. What happens is a group of 6 people all take one card, and then they go out in their own little group, and what we played was a game called Best of Show. So in other words, we were going to hear from each group something about their theme, and they had to share it, and then we had a group of judges that just picked Best of Show, the best story that was shared. So what I like about these cards is that this is kind of like getting to know you without the cheesy question. Let me just read one of these so you get an idea of what's going on. So this one is called Winter. So on the one side, tell us about a time you were on thin ice, a time you got cold feet, a time you froze, a time you made someone melt. What I love here is that they give you all these different directions you could go with the same theme of winter. On the front side of the card, prepare a story about the coldest months with the darkest days, rosy cheeks and chapped lips, blizzards and blackouts, hibernation and snow days, snow angels or snowbirds, frozen stairs or icy receptions, fireside spats or cabin fever. Has anyone seen my other glove? I love the way they just kind of give you this stuff. They give you all these options about where you can go. I did have to go through the deck. I had to pull a few cards out that wouldn't be appropriate. It's probably meant for older adults than for teens, but there were several that were just really good that made a great kind of getting to know you. When everybody came back, I just had a spokesperson from each group. They shared their story. It was probably one of the easiest getting to know you for 40 people, taking 20 to 30 minutes of just kind of talking and sharing that I've ever done. Hardly any props at all, just the deck of cards. Great fun.
Another thing that we do here at junior camp, one of the activities we have is we always want them to kind of get involved in the service, maybe learn how to play an instrument that's really simple, sing a special, and this year we had them do puppets, which is as chaotic as it sounds, but what helps it not be too bad is that we have these kind of, just made out of PVC pipe, so they're pretty loose. You usually have to have somebody holding them, but we have 4 of these panels. Each of these panels can hold about 7 kids, and that means with our 4 panels that we can get quite a few juniors back here. Usually we run about 27 juniors all on stage, so these panels run the entire length of the building. All the kids file on, and then they stick their little puppet through, and they can do their own little voice and stuff. We do a pre-recorded song that we just play over the big speakers, and the kids just follow along. What helps make that work is this script. So each person will get a script, and there's a little rope back there that this just hangs on, so the kid can look at their script while they do the mouth for each part. The kids love it. They love getting involved. It's kind of their first chance to actually be a part of the service in an actual useful way, and so they really enjoy doing that. These panels are super simple. Once we're done with whatever program we have, we just take these. One person can move it. You can take it off stage anywhere you need it to go, and so we usually have 4 guys. Whenever we call puppets up, they all go grab a panel, put it together. It's fun, it's unique, and every time I'm amazed. Our sponsors love it, the kids love it, and it becomes a highlight of the week for them.